Hello everyone, this is SaberX, and in this video we will be covering the characters, creatures, and plots of books and films such as the Primitive War franchise, the Inheritance Cycle, and so much more. So without further ado, welcome one and all. Today, in this unscripted review and analysis, I am going to be taking a look at the new official trailer for Primitive War, which is coming out, ironically enough, or perhaps luckily enough, on my actual birthday on August 21st. And we are going to look in depth and see what we can determine is similar to the book and perhaps a little bit different from it. So, without any more delay, let's take a look and analyze some stills and screenshots from the story. So I hope you're ready, because we're about to dive in. So in our first shot, of course, we see helicopters taking to the sky in Vietnam in 1968. This perfectly lines up with the Vietnam War, especially the timeline of the book, which again occurs in 1968. So this is accurate in regards to where it lines up with the book. We also get to see fortresses and canvas tents and guard towers, and it's very, very clear that this is probably Amadeus Jericho's base in Vietnam. I mean, it's probably the only thing it could be in the valley, but yeah, absolutely very, very cool setup. It does line up a lot with how it is depicted in the books, but at the same time, the tin-plated roofs that are in the story for Jericho's base, the buildings have tin-plated roofs, so this is a little bit of a divergence from the novels. In our next scene, we also see Ryan Baker and General Amadeus Jericho actually looking at, well, or rather meeting with one another, and yeah, it's very interesting. In the books, Ryan is, of course, covered by a balaclava because he's got very disfiguring scars, but in the movie, he is completely unmasked, he looks fine, and there's a reason for this. According to Luke Spark and the actor who portrays Ryan in the films, Ryan Quentin, yeah, a balaclava in that sort of weather, that would be extremely detrimental. And plus, Ryan's battle scars in the books would actually get him sent stateside because of the severity of his wounds, because of how badly he was injured and burned in the books. But, yeah, it just goes to show you who, yeah, that part of the story was a necessary change. We also get shots of Ryan and the rest of Vulture Squad going through what looks to be a Viet Cong encampment, killing Vietnamese soldiers and looking for war prisoners. And the dialogue definitely says that you have to be crazy not to be a vulture, or something along those lines, where it's just showing just what kind of stuff that Ryan and his team have to do in order to liberate prisoners of war. And yeah, we get shown that just like in the books, they are fighting in torrential downpours, and they are really going all out in a way that gives the Viet Cong no chance to fight in the books. And of course, the next couple of scenes we look at, it actually cuts to the Vulture Squad getting briefed by General Jericho on the missing Green Berets that he wants found and located, because that's Vulture Squad's job. Their job is to find missing soldiers and bring them home. And whether that's if they're war prisoners or if they're to find out what happens to them, that's what Vulture Squad's missions are. And this is where, of course, they get dropped into the valley that will later be named in their honor. And that is, of course, Vulture Valley. And from the start, once they get into the valley, we get this really ominous feeling that is portrayed by the dark background. We get the fact that it's at night, just like in the books. And there's one shot in particular where the red flashlights gleam down on a dinosaur footprint, where you get to see just what's at stake here. And yeah, it really starts to pick up from there. And one of the shots in particular, as Vulture Squad is going through into the jungle in Vietnam, is you get to see Ryan pick up and look at a huge feather, which is also another scene right out of the book. That is right when they start looking in the clearing where they land for clues as to the whereabouts of the Green Beret platoon. Ugh, I can't talk today. But they look for the platoon, they find this feather, and in the movie, it's actually Eli Taylor who finds the feather. And he goes into this whole hilarious scene in the book where he's basically wearing this feather on his helmet, jumping around like a Native American war chief. And I think I'm entitled to laugh at that because I am part Lakota Sioux and Nez Perce. So, yeah, I found that really funny in the book. But it really sets off a tone of ominous danger. Yeah, that just really escalates from there. And we get to see lightning flash in the next couple of scenes where you get to see dinosaurs running through the bush. And then it cuts to a scene of General Jericho actually holding the claw of a Utah raptor in his hand. And yeah, it really starts to escalate from there. You get these scenes of Vulture Squad with their red flashlights looking through the brush in the jungle, and over the scenes you hear basically muffled radio chatter of what's probably Ryan talking about how they are getting attacked by the prehistoric wildlife. It's really quite fascinating, and at the same time, it really sets the tone for just how nasty this movie's going to be. I have no doubt at all it's going to be rated R, and I really hope that we get to see plenty of guts and gore in this movie, simply because it will match the tone of the book. And yeah, it also looks like in one of the previous scenes that there is a female scientist involved, probably from the Russian side. I'm wondering in that regard if that might be Andre Wynn, having Andre Wynn's role taken over by a female character. It seems to be the most logical explanation based on what I'm seeing, but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, until we see the movie come out, I can't confirm this in full, but it's definitely clear that they're really in for a lot to deal with, and we are going to get to see the research station where this Russian scientist, if this is the replacement for Andre Wynn, ends up getting put put into as a means of escaping from the betrayal. From the betrayal of her enemies, which in this case are Grigory Borodin's forces. So we then cut to scenes of the Vulture Squad getting put into a firefight, and it's really blurry until you see, I think, what is Logan Stovall standing in front of what appears to be an Apatosaurus or some other sauropod. And this is where you, of course, know and see for full definition that there are dinosaurs in this movie. I mean, it was definitely clear in the other shots, but this one makes it all too clear altogether. And I'm pretty confident in saying that this is Logan in this shot, because his bandana is unmistakable. So I think I'm pretty confident in making that assumption. We also get this amazing shot of what is definitely the father Tyrannosaurus, which basically looks like a feathered version of the Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus. They seem to have reused that model to some extent. But yeah, the father Tyrannosaurus looks really, really nice. We also get these great shots of Quetzalcoatlus flying overhead, and there is actually a shot as well of what I think are juvenile T-Rex, suggesting that Ryan and his companion Leon Varn, his team rookie, end up stumbling into the Tyrannosaurus nest at some point in the film. And if this follows the plot of the book, it's going to be intense, and they're going to run into both parents. We also get this shot that is not in the books, where we see hadrosaurs migrating through the valley, and it's interesting to note that some of these dinosaurs, at the very least, look like Corythosaurus, but others definitely look like Parasaurolophus, and perhaps, if I'm not mistaken, Edmontosaurus. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, we also are going to get the pontoon scene based on this. Yeah, on this image of the boat traveling along the river. And we are also going to get, it seems, an entire flock of Quetzalcoatlus. And of course, the Quetzalcoatlus in the books are absolutely terrifying. They are basically giant pterosaurs the size of giraffes with long prehensile tongues and spearing beaks longer than any man is tall. So seeing these, yeah, definitely something that I'm looking forward to seeing in regards to a fight. We also get a shot of what looks like this Russian scientist arguing with Ryan, and then it cuts immediately afterwards to men in a helicopter fighting with Quetzalcoatlus, which makes me wonder if we're going to get a scene that wasn't in the book, such as the Father Vulture, the helicopter that Vulture Squad uses, actually going up against these pterosaurs during their evac out of the valley. So I'm hopeful that might be the case. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it's a scene that isn't in the book, but it is implied at the end of Primitive War in the novel, where Xavier takes over as the captain of the squad and basically starts hunting down the dinosaurs on General Jericho's orders. But yeah, it's interesting, and I really look forward to it. There's also this great shot of what looks to be Ryan and Leon escaping the father Tyrannosaurus again. And we also get a shot of various members of Vulture Squad, that is to say, Xavier, Miller, Gerald, and Logan, as well as Eli, fighting off what appear to be Deinonychus. So that does, and I shouldn't say that does, it definitely confirms that the Deinonychus are in there, and we will get to see a full fight with them. We're also going to get to see, of course, Cyclops as the main antagonist because of this fantastic scene where he is roaring at the camera with the dagger sticking out of his eye, and that dagger happens to be Logan's. So, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, they're showcasing all these different scenes where everybody's encountering dinosaurs and getting eaten by them. And yeah, it looks to be phenomenal. It really does. And yeah, of course they put the words "no walk in the park" there as a reference to Jurassic Park. But yeah, we get a lot of scenes that look like they're going to be right out of the book. And we also apparently are getting the blue and red Triceratops that are in the book based on this scene, this stampede scene. And yeah, it just looks so incredible. I mean, there's a lot of flashing images here that are very hard to decipher, but yeah, the entire thing basically shows stampeding Triceratops, T-Rex, Utah Raptor, and there's even this beautiful shot, although I admit the CGI isn't exactly the best, of the dinosaurs drinking at the river. And it looks like there are corythosaurs, there's Triceratops, and what I think is an Amargasaurus and some Brachiosaurs, or at the very least Apatosaurs, drinking along the edge. And of course, this trailer also confirms what I said before in my previous video on the dinosaurs in Vulture Valley. Yeah, so Spinosaurus is now confirmed, and yeah, it's definitely going to be replacing the Caprosuchus that are in the book. Caprosuchus, if you aren't familiar with it, is this gigantic crocodile that grows to about 20 feet long, and probably it was equivalent to a saber-toothed cat in regards to how it hunted, and it would have been hunting dinosaurs. But yeah, now it seems because of the budget restraints and the fact they wanted something equally as impactful and perhaps to compete with Jurassic World, we are getting Spinosaurus in the Primitive War movie. It's not in the books so far, but Spinosaurus is now confirmed as one of the dinosaurs in the valley for the movie. And of course, we also eventually get this beautiful cutscene at the end where the Tyrannosaurus are basically roaring and screaming together at the camera, the male and the female, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, absolutely incredible. And I'm telling you, right now, this is definitely not going to be a movie unlike, not going to be a movie like Jurassic Park. This is meant to be horrific and terrifying. It is meant to make you get chills down your spine. And if you read the books, if you read the Primitive War novels, you are going to get major chills, and it's going to really leave a lasting impact on you in regards to war novels or science fiction novels. And yeah, I'm at a loss for words at some parts of this. It's just out of this world. Just really great. And I admit, while the CGI in some areas is kind of iffy in the trailer, I'm really hoping that it's not like that throughout the movie. I mean, I don't care either way. Hey, if it is or it isn't, but it is my hope that it was better cleaned up for the than we get to see in this trailer. Because honestly, it's yeah, Primitive War deserves its day in the sun, and this movie, yeah, it's definitely what I've wanted to see for a long time in regards to, yeah, like dinosaur horror films. I mean, this is way better than anything in regards to Jurassic World Rebirth. And as much as I love the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise, they don't hold a candle to Primitive War in regards to telling a scary story. I mean, the Jurassic Park books were great at that in regards to telling a horror story, but not the movies. The movies, they really don't bring forth that horror aspect. It's more of an adventure aspect, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing wrong for that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, Primitive War is something completely different. It's meant to be terrifying. It's meant to be fear-inducing, and it's meant to make you be like, come on, you gotta get out of here, man. You're gonna get eaten. You really feel like you're part of the character's struggles, and I really hope the movie also brings forward at least some of the character development that is in the books. I mean, the characters in Vulture Squad in the books are they're basically flawed to begin with, if not broken in their own ways. And this book basically takes the characters and puts them through a meat grinder in the form of dinosaurs and breaks them down even further until they have to face the reality of the addictions and the problems that they go through, and either come out better as a result of confronting their struggles or fully succumb to what they have done. And yeah, it's my hope that we'll get to see that in full throughout the story. But then again, who knows? Either way, I'm definitely going to be seeing this on my birthday, and I hope that other people will be really enjoying this movie too. Whatever the case, I really hope, yeah, that everybody is as excited about this as I am. And I really want to say, last but not least, that I am really looking forward to the feathered depictions of the Utah raptors in the movie. The fact that we are getting fully feathered dinosaurs in a horror movie is great to see. It is long overdue. I mean, seeing Pyroraptor in like Jurassic World Dominion was okay, but the Utah raptors in the books, they were absolutely horrifying, not in the least because they could use their feathers to disguise themselves as primitive trees and plants, and I really hope we get to see that in the movie. So with that in mind, I would like to thank you all for tuning in for this basically impromptu video, and I hope that if you enjoyed this analysis, impromptu as it was, that you'll leave a like, leave a comment down below, and perhaps subscribe for more content like this. I always appreciate whatever you guys are willing to do when you view my channel. And speaking of, I'd like to ask for any future subscribers, if we can get to 1,000 subscribers and more than 1,000 likes in regards to my videos, depending on which ones you decide to view, I am more than willing to do my own voice-acted reading of Primitive War for all of you guys. For anyone who's willing to tune in, I am more than willing to read the first book of the franchise aloud in my own voice-acted way, so that other people can enjoy it. But yeah, the book has strong language, so it will be slapped with a mature content rating, so you'll have to sign in order to watch or listen to it. But if you are interested in it, let me know in the comments. And again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in to these videos. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you later. Thank you as always for tuning in. Bye-bye.